Hey guys, it's Jane here from Lazy Gaming. In this video, I have some exciting news about possible leaked information of a new Battlefield game. Now, before I get into this video, just like to say, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe down below for much more Battlefield content and everything on the new Battlefield game. But in this video, I will basically just going over some leaked information. And again, this is leaked information and not necessarily valid, but I thought I'd bring you guys the information. So this is a Battlefield 2143 leak, and basically I actually found this on Iceman Oz's channel. So he's a fairly big Battlefield YouTuber with like 25,000 subscribers, and he got it from this guy who's a fairly known leaker. And yeah, so this guy actually sent him an email with this information because he said he couldn't post on Reddit because the Battlefield 4 Reddit wouldn't let him post it just because of the information that was within this. But this guy actually is a valid source because he had information on Black Ops 3 before everyone else, and the information was actually correct. So that just makes this source more valid. I'm not saying that's true, but it just makes it a bit more valid. So the following information I am about to disclose from a half a year back, and some of it may have changed by this point in the game's development. So this person actually went and tested the game, and well, they actually knew someone who tested the game, and the person who tested the game told them. And yeah, this is basically what they said. So it's from half a year ago, so summer 2015. Back half a year ago in summer 2015, I was one of 100 playtesters invited to DICE Stockholm to test an early build of Battlefield 2016. It's actually codenamed Armageddon, so the IMDb page gets that part right. According to one of the devs, the game will actually release under a different name, and I assume that of which will be 2143. That's right, 2143. Before you start the anti-future rant, let me detail what I playtested. We were immediately thrown into a game which reminded me of Operation Whiteout from Battlefield 4 Final Stand. So I assumed instantly this would be a prequel possibly to 2143. The map was rather big for a Battlefield map with 9 flags. There were multiple futuristic tents and turrets around the map, and a small facility was built up from the side of a snowy hill. We also had a ton of vehicles that reminded me of 2142. We had a hover tank on the American side, and also had one on the Pan-Asian side, which is an interesting faction. These tanks were fitted with limited time speed boosts, an attachment that increased self-repair time, an APX shell, and he just goes into a ton of detail from here on about various stuff in the game. And while he wasn't able to give screenshots or stuff because I'm assuming DICE would be very strict about letting people into their facility with cameras and stuff so they wouldn't leak this information, he does go into great detail. But I'm gonna get, like, he just gives a ton of detail about like individual stuff, like what's on the tanks, various weapons and stuff, but like it's not like information that you guys I don't think you really need to know. But I'm going to skip on to the information I think you do need to know. So soldiers do not have jetpacks. The movement system is classic Battlefield, so no Black Ops 3 booster packs. We had a frag grenade, M16 looking gun that had no placeholder name, a pistol called the C21A, futuristic looking defibs, and lastly, don't rant, an airburst rifle. An airburst rifle, okay? Finally, Levolution is back and better. One map occurs in London, and you are able to bring down a tower. Now this isn't like Shanghai because the tower can fall in 8 different directions. Based on which part of the tower you destroy. Also, it has 4 floors to fight on it. Hanged the map completely, as well as awesome to watch. There is randomized time setting for each map and also randomized weather. I personally think this is really cool that they might be bringing this. It would just bring a ton of variety to the game. Because for example, say there's 9 maps, but at the same time you could have 18 maps, a day map and a night map. Plus you could have rain or sun or just cloudy, which I think is really cool. The game mode we tried was the Titan Assault from 2142, where you attack the enemy. So for those of you who don't know what Titan Assault, because he doesn't really go too in depth into this, basically it's very similar to the Naval Strike DLC game called Carrier Assault, but basically the first part of the game is conquest, and what you have to do is you just fight over objectives throughout the map. So once you capture an objective, it actually shoots a missile at the carrier, and after a certain amount of time, the carrier's health will be depleted, and you can actually go and board the carrier. Now in 2142 you could actually fly up using ships, board the carrier, land on it. So you basically board the Titan in the air, have awesome gunfights. You know, I just have to pause the friggin' video here because my teammate is an idiot. You can even see on the feed right here, they got a freaking quad feed. 2 C4s, then the M98B drag scope, and then the no scope. And I saw more enemies around. And my teammate's sitting in the corner with his AK-12, and he ends up taking me out with friendly fire. He's probably running defibrillators, and he still doesn't even walk over to revive me. Like, I was actually so mad when this happened. Sorry I had to interrupt there, but let's just get back to the commentary. Going through close corridors, trying to breach the enemy, and just get to the MCOMs in order to arm them. Once they were armed, you could just like perish, like once they were about to destroy, just like jump off the Titan and win the game. And I think they could really do this incredibly with the great graphics that are available right now. And also in addition to this, he says that there's a plan for them to have 120 person servers, which would just be so epic for this. And he said they're not 100% sure on the 120 person servers, but they said that there's a standard of 80 people. So no matter what, he said we're going to get 80 people, and we may even get 120 person servers. Now this is the part that's kind of controversial for me. I'm not sure if this is true. He said he also overheard that this game will not be on last gen, which is understandable. But this next part, if you have premium on Xbox, you're going to get the DLC a month before, and just regularly you'll get it 2 weeks before PS4 and PC, which kind of sucks, to be completely honest. I'm not sure how I feel about that as someone who plays on PS4 and was thinking about making the move over to PC. But either way, I wouldn't be getting the DLC early, which actually sucks so much. I really hope they don't do that. And he says, lastly, the game is expected to have 5 to 6 DLC expansions, more than 10 free maps, and 15 free weapons and vehicles too. Now, he also says that the Xbox deal may change by the time that towards the end of this game's development, but he's not exactly sure. And he also goes on to say in another email that Iceman always had that when he was currently there, they were testing different timelines, whether it be before 2143, after 2143, maybe even earlier than that. And he said they hadn't really come to a conclusion, and they said that they were going to work on the specific timeline in fall 2015. So that's about it for this video. Guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this new information. I'll actually probably be doing a Battlefield 2016 series every 2 weeks. So every other Sunday, I would do a series for this. And obviously, if leaked information comes out, I'll try to get you a video for that. But I'll probably just be speculating about what we want for this series. Personally, the main thing for me, as you can see in the background of this gameplay, is mostly sniping. Just get a lot of hit markers because of the freaking defensive perk. I really hope they get rid of body armor in this game. It's just not a good game mechanic, honestly, and it just devastates those close quarter snipers, which is just honestly very frustrating. But again, do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you are new here. But that's what it is for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.